Greetings one and all, this is X82 and I welcome you to this week's episode of X82's Unscripted. Now this week I'm going to review Deadpool to the PS3. It also was released on the Xbox 360 and the PC. Now when I first heard that Deadpool the game was coming, I was like, that's gonna be awesome because I'm a fan of Deadpool. Even though my first knowledge of Deadpool was in the Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, not including the shitty version in the X-Men Origins Wolverine seriously. What the fuck was that? Anyway, we're not talking about the movie, we're talking about this pretty good game. And really, that's what it says. This is what awesome looks like by Deadpool. So, let's get started. Now for the story begins at Deadpool in his own apartment being bored when he got a voicemail from Peter Della Bena from the High Moon Studios, the makers of the game. Then they say no to the Deadpool's big game idea. So Deadpool threatens to blow up the building, so then they say yes, and then Deadpool has his own game. True story. Not really. Even though in the comic version video it was funny. The story is hard to explain because, well, it's Deadpool, he can do whatever the fuck he wants. You wanna pitch slap Wolverine? He can. If he wants to suck face with Rogue, I always say Rogue like Rouge. I don't know, I don't care. He can. If he wants to teabag Mr. Sinister, the main bad guy, spoilers, he can. If he wants to have a relationship with Death herself, he can. So yeah, because it's all that Deadpool, he does whatever the fuck he wants. So yeah, and it's a good one, and it's a hilarious one. Now for the presentation of the game, well, it's hit or miss. The game misses on the graphics because they look subpar. They look like the late PS2 game, and there's also a couple graphical glitches that I found, and like when the background wasn't fully loaded or it was flickering and stuff. But what it hits, it is one of the strong points. It's the Deadpool's comedy. Fuck it, stop stuttering. Like I said, bitch slappy Wolverine, and hearing what Deadpool says, it's funny. It's fucking funny. And then I can't remember without crapping out. It's so much fun, like calling Nolan North, the guy who watched Deadpool, to offer him a job to do that voiceover with him, like going for gay Deadpool, like what Nolan said, and then you go like, fuck you Nolan. That was hilarious. And make a 1 billion gazillion blasphemy pancakes. It's funny and interactive with Mr. Snoogums, or some fucking dog that Deadpool owns. It's hilarious. Even when you have to chase him with to get his arm back. So yeah, it's pretty much, if you are into that, which I am, in Deadpool's humor, it's really fun. If you aren't, well, it may feel like meh. So yeah. And now for the gameplay. Well, it's a hack and slash game, so you have light attack, heavy attack, You have teleport and a counter button at the same button, which would sound strange, but it works decently. And then you have a gun button, which you have different guns. You have pistols, shotguns, laser guns, and submachine guns. And then there's one of couple extra ones that the enemies have, like the solution huge, like fucking huge, like explosive grenade launcher or missile launcher. I don't know what the fuck is. It's huge and it's awesome. Or sometimes you take control of a fucking machine gun and go shooting everything outside, which is fucking awesome and badass. Like you feel like you're being like Chuck Norris and John McClane combined. And that's some shooter games that doesn't do that, Call of Duty. So yeah, but if you, and also there's different sorts. There's katanas, there's scythes, and there's hammers. So yeah, I could have like laser sword also. So yeah, that will be more awesome. And then there's a couple gun kata moves which you have, which you just mash buttons, and then the gun button. And there's momentum attacks. When you level up your or purchase upgrades to your weapon, you gain new momentum attacks, which means that every time you score a high combo, the momentum bar replenishes, and when it's full you push L1 and X button, example, and then it's a huge awesome momentum attack. And there's also grenades, bear traps, and a couple more, but I didn't mind those anyway. The only problem was at the end of the game it got rather dull. So yeah, the combat isn't that, how could you say, I can't find a correct word. So anyway, so yeah, it could get bored at one time at the end. And then the replayability, which is, well, basically there's very little replayability. There's actually two types of replayability. One is playing the whole game through again with everything that you have locked so far, which could be fun, but not immediately, maybe a month or two given. And the second one is challenge mode, which has 3 minutes on the timer and killing so many bad guys that you can in the time limit. So yeah, that's actually pretty much it. And there's actually nothing more. Which is strange, because this has a PlayStation Network. Maybe it's on the trophies. Well, maybe there is the trophies, but it could have, I don't know, leaderboards. That could have been even more replayability. Not much, but could have been something. So yeah, it's a little bit of disappointing, the replayability. And now for the final verdict. I give Deadpool a 7 out of 10. It's a good game. But if it wasn't a game based on Deadpool, it could have scored 4 out of 10. A meh kind of game. But with the Deadpool license and hilariousness of the Deadpool character, it scored 7. And do I recommend it to everybody? No, at least not at full price. If you can find it about 20 or 30, euros where I live. So then I can recommend it immediately. But if High Moon and Activision decide to make a Deadpool sequel, I hope they will up the par up to 10 out of 10. There is still potential, in my opinion. So I hope you like this week's video, and if you want, you can like it. If you want to ask me something, you can comment down there. And if you want requests, so request some game for me to review, comment down below. And of course you can subscribe if you want. And that's pretty much it. I'm X82, signing out.